Greetings, all. Today I thought I would share with you several things that have been said to me, a disabled woman. The first, I'd rather be dead than be you, or I'd rather be dead than in your shoes. The first thing I must ask is what makes a life worth living exactly? Do we have to pay taxes and have a job? Do we have to be a mother or father or other type of parent? Can we volunteer and still be worth it? What makes a life worth living? Do you have to be able to hear? It is a dangerous thought that media often perpetuates with movies like Me Before You, that we're better off dead, no matter what our circumstances or how much money we have. And in Canada, the Medically Assisted in Dying program, or MAID, is making it slowly not a choice as they changed it from not having to be terminal and making other cuts to things like in home health care and mobility aids, but giving death as an option. This stuff stems from utilitarian beliefs, which are often couched as fair and better for society, but are often ableism and a product that leads to eugenics. There was a study done, and I'm going to read you a paragraph now, that was a while ago, but still something people cite, and I will link it in the description. Research shows that most people can adapt to an acquired disability, at least partially. One theory of adaptation originates from a study in the 70s where both paralyzed accident victims and lottery winners were interviewed. Brickman and colleagues found that after 1 month to 1 year of time elapsed, both groups returned to the level of happiness they had before either becoming injured or winning the lottery. This study created a concept known as hedonic adaptation, or the idea that people have a general baseline level of happiness, which varies from person to person and will return to baseline as they navigate positive and negative experiences in life. So if you are a positive or stoic person, maybe everything would work out well for you. If you end up paralyzed tomorrow and you have depression or whatnot, maybe not so much. So again, how do you know unless you're me? The next thing people say is, how do you have sex? And yes, I've been asked this question by complete strangers in the middle of Walmart, but they don't do it to people who aren't disabled. I would like you to know that most disabled people do and or have romantic and sexual relationships with people, and they are not adhered to the chair like some kind of weird transformer. The next thing people say to me is if your husband cheats on you, it's understandable, or your husband is a saint, you give nothing back to him. Couples are lucky to have each other. I'm no different. My husband is an amazing person who cares for me, and I care for him. He doesn't like making phone calls, so oftentimes I will make them. Does that mean I'm a saint? Or am I just doing something that's not his calling or what he cares to do? We balance each other out. That's what good couples do. We find a way forward. Again, that's what couples do. Disabled people can give back to their partners in a myriad of ways. We can help with housework. We can help raise our children. There are so many different disabilities that I feel when people think this, they're only seeing one type of disability and thinking the absolute worst. And as far as my husband cheating on me and it being understandable, I think this comes from point two, which is how do you have sex? Because I think a lot of people believe most disabled people can't please their partners in the bedroom. The next thing people say to me is, can I pray for you or God can heal you? I understand some people are very religious and they believe their God can move mountains and do anything. And I'm glad if that helps them get through the day or makes it easier for them to face mortality or whatever it is. I understand that. I applaud it. But there are a lot of religious, truly religious disabled people, or at least people who are religious who have disabled family members or friends. You're telling me that a mother who prays every night for her baby not to be blind anymore, that her faith shouldn't be able to heal them, but yours can? That's an awful lot to ask, don't you think? If faith healing worked, a devout person wouldn't be sick or disabled, or have any disabled person in their family, most likely. The next thing people say to me is you're a waste of taxpayer dollars in life, which is a leech. Actually, when I was going through my chemotherapy, I had more than one person actually say to me that it was a waste to give me chemo because it was life trying to, or the universe or whatever, trying to fix the mistake it made with me. This goes back to the utilitarian beliefs, where it's ableism and eugenics. You believe that since I may or may not be a taxpayer, I may or may not have a job, that I'm only worth it in the span of that. So, if that's true, then anybody who can't have a job for an extended period of time becomes what? Forfeit? Somebody who ends up in prison and when they get out, they can't get a job because of their record. Does that mean that they should just be gone? Because they stole a car or something ridiculous when they were like 20 years old, that their entire life is a waste? No, but you see me as that. So how are we worth it? Can we volunteer? Again, it's a lot of same points from point one or question one or slide one. It's the same thing over and over again. So, must be nice to sit in bed or lay all day long. You know, sit in a wheelchair, lie in bed, that kind of fun stuff. And it's not. And a lot of people who say this stuff to me are the same people who couldn't stay at home for like 3 weeks during COVID in 2020. The same people who are like, I need to go out and get a beer. I want to go out to a concert. I need to see a movie. These are the same people that tell me it would be nice to rot in bed. It's nice on the outset to think about, but that's because you can get out anytime you want. If you couldn't get out anytime you want, you wouldn't be saying that. Because people have also said to me, must be nice to be at home all day. And then these were the same people bursting to get out. So relaxing is different. And as they age and might need mobility aids, they will understand that. This is the last point, but I added it because I want to segue off this into a different video. And it's my book, or sometimes even my poems, only got published because you're a cripple. I've actually had people say that to me. Oh, they felt sorry for you. Oh, you don't have any of the education needed. You don't have any big credits. So how did you get a book published? So first I have to ask for evidence. How do you know? Did you ask my publisher? Did you say, hey, hi there. I'm just somebody on the internet, and I wanted to know why you chose this book. Did you read my book? You know, you might hate it, granted, but did you even bother to see what's in it? Probably not. Have you bothered to look up any of my other poetry online? Again, probably not. How do you know if I have any merit or not if you haven't read it? And yes, you can trash people all you want. You could say that my poetry is ridiculous or immature or any other thing you want to do. But it's not because I'm disabled. People actually like it. I've actually hidden my disability in my bio and on my website. I've disclosed my disability. Ultimately, now I do disclose because I feel like it's important to be genuine. And being genuine is just that being disabled, well, not everything about me is part of me. So how can you say anything about anyone where you haven't read their stuff? Can I say, oh, you just got that job because you can walk? Obviously. You just got that banging hot spouse because you can hear? Obviously. Do you see how ridiculous that is? So that's it for today. And I'm going to get back to this last slide and this last point in the next video. So until next time, take care, everybody, and be safe. Bye.